welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Expedition Amelia. It's not a place, it's a person, and unlike, they have Expedition China and Africa and things like that, but this is Expedition Amelia. Why Amelia? Well, Amelia Earhart, if you don't already know, was one of the earliest female aviators back in the early 20th century, back when women were not even really driving cars. They weren't kind of allowed in some cases. They weren't even allowed to vote at the time that she started flying. So yeah, Amelia was kind of a unusual woman, to at least according to the times anyway. But she is greatly known for not just her feats of flying around the country or across oceans, but also her attempt to fly around the world, which she didn't complete. And the mystery of her disappearance has boggled the minds of people around the world for nearly a century now. What we get in this documentary, this National Geographic documentary. Sorry, I have a cold. My head is killing me. I can't think very well right now. I probably should have put this off, but, I got to get it done, every day. What we do is we follow Bob Ballard. If you know that name, well, it's because he's the guy who found the Titanic. He found the PT-109, JFK's old boat. And boat, I realize I'm oversimplifying that, but he's a guy who's done lots of expeditions that have found iconic pieces of history beneath the waves. And in this case, she's flying a plane, but up until the moment she was ready to land on a tiny remote island in the middle of the Pacific, she just disappeared. Her last word was, "Wait." And we're waiting. And in this documentary, we get to see archival footage of her interacting with planes, with people, with celebrities. She was one of the biggest celebrities of her time. Charles Lindbergh, of course, best known for his flights around the world and all over the place. He was a major aviator himself, Nazi sympathizer as well, but he was there. The people who were trying to promote these things, because he captured the world's imagination. Not only just for that, but the Lindbergh baby. Look it up if you don't know. The people who were trying to promote these things were like, "Well, why don't we get a woman to do it?" And so in amongst all these, and she wasn't the only one. She was far from it. But it was a very small pool compared to many other things that women could do, like having babies or doing the dishes or staying at home and raising the kids. So she wasn't one to do that. She broke a lot of norms back in that day that would make certain people, even today, pretty upset. So she even took a strange marriage proposal from the guy who was trying to promote her, and she responded in a very unusual way. I'll let you watch the documentary to find out how that went down. let's just say, it wasn't a conventional yes, but it was a yes with conditions. So in this, we get to see some astounding archival footage. Like I said, all this black and white stuff. You get to hear her voice. You get to also hear sort of vocal reenactments of certain things that were said during the time. You get to see her with all sorts of different celebrities, even Eleanor Roosevelt, the First Lady. And by the way, this is also narrated by Allison Janney. Yeah, her from a billion different shows and movies. So yeah, the moment you'll hear her voice, you're like, I know that lady. She was a good pick for this. And we follow I can't remember his name already. Bob Ballard's team as they search on the in the ocean right off the shore of where they believe the plane could have crash landed, or where she could have crash landed and perished immediately, or survived on a nearby island. So the island had changed hands over a number of years as England decided to expand its territories and then eventually relinquish them to the native people in 1979. So there was getting a hold of certain pieces of information, such as just access to certain parts of the island and records of deaths and even bones, finding bones. Somebody had found bones in an unusual spot, but they were dismissed early on as just men. It was just a set of man bones. Turns out they were wrong. Could that be Amelia Earhart? Well, you have to watch it to find out. This is one of those documentaries that does, that was sort of a bust. We didn't figure that out. But wait, what about this commercial break? No commercial, actually, but there's always that pause, like there would be a commercial at that spot. Then they come back, and they retread that little bit of that territory and then show us that it might not be the thing you thought it was. Either way, it's so it has that rhythm to it. But I think this is really good in just giving you a sense of who she was and in that time. A lot of it sounds like right out of like somebody was scripting a movie. Like if you were going to have a movie about a rebellious young woman trying to break norms and show that she can do anything a man can, a lot of the stuff that goes on in the retelling of her story just sounds. Did it really happen that way? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people. I mean, she wasn't probably Miss Perfect, but she's a lot of it sounds like, have we not gotten like a major motion picture starring this woman already? I mean, I'm sure there's probably been mini-series or a TV movie or something like that at some point, but this feels like something that would have been made into a major film by now. And maybe there was, I just am not aware of it. So maybe not Oscar bait, I guess. I don't know. It looks like Tilda Swinton could have played her, maybe. So, in this, you're going to get lots of things. They explore the land, they explore the sea, with robots and drones and all sorts of claws and just submarines. And also there's forensics where they actually get a hold of the bones and have people go over them and try to determine who this person was. Is it Amelia Earhart? Well, again, you'll have to watch to find out. It's a piece of history that is probably could use a little bit more. It's one of those big mysteries. I'm sure Fox Mulder has mentioned at least one time in the X-Files about her being taken by aliens or something. And she does tend to show up in pop culture things. Probably didn't she show up with Bill and Ted at one point? I'm not sure. She's appeared. She's an icon. She's appeared in various things. But yeah, I think it's worth checking out if you're into this kind of thing. And just, hey, good. I'm not gonna say girl power. No, it's just it's a good thing to see that there's people that were pushing against the system way back. So that's all right. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 209. 209. Come on. Okay. Another documentary, probably a series, probably watched just one episode, but it's that guy again. I forget what his name is, but he's a primal survivor. Last time he went over the Andes mountains and all the lands around it. This time he's going to Africa. And this is Primal Survivor Extreme African Safari. Yeah. We only have 2 more left in Mekong, Southeast Asia, so This time we're going to Africa. We haven't been to Africa in a while. I guess, I think. Maybe a week. I don't know. Let's see. Tomorrow, Primal Survivor Extreme African Safari, and the next Disney Plus Celebrity Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.